Hello, my name is Sheila Burness Dowd. This is my son Caden and my daughter Kylie. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to share our story. Our situation isn't different than a lot of people's in Silicon Valley. I'm a soccer mom. I'm a wife. My husband and I take care of both of our children and their grandfather who has Alzheimer's disease. I own a business, and I believe that healthcare insurance reform is needed by all of us. Like many in the Silicon Valley, my husband and John and I are entrepreneurs. He's not here today because actually Dad's at home, so we can't leave. Like the Google guys, Brin and Page and Hewlett and Packard, we started our own business in our garage, building on the skills we've learned in high tech and the nonprofit sectors. We run a small consulting business. I come today because when we created our business plan, one thing we didn't plan on was the cost of healthcare and how it would impact our lives. Since before we had children, we always had group insurance. And when my husband's tech startup went out of business, we were lucky enough to have a COBRA plan. Expensive yet comprehensive, and it had dental and vision. But after paying for our mortgage, our healthcare is our largest expense. So being proactive and committed to building our own business, I began the task of finding ourselves in individual or family health plans, as opposed to the group health coverage. But the rates are pretty high, so we opted to apply for plans that had the high deductible and low monthly rates. And the insurance company called this the catastrophic insurance, the kind you have in case of an emergency, the kind you buy because you're a responsible parent, and while you can't really afford it, you know that you need to take the kids to get shots, and they need to have annual checkups. And it's the kind of the insurance you buy because a soccer player might break his leg one day, or your daughter's cold can turn into something worse. I was shocked, I have to say. I had no idea that this opened us up to something called pre-existing conditions. And when I thought of that term, I thought of something like having cancer or having something major. But for us, our family, it was something like a toddler who had ear infections, or it was my husband who had allergies to pollen, or it was me because I hurt myself running one day. And these are ailments many of us have. And I thought we were a pretty healthy family, and that buying health care would be a snap. But according to the health plans and all of them that we've gone to, and there's quite a few, the four of us actually are uninsurable. We've been denied twice, and we're on our third appeal currently, right now. My husband and I work pretty hard, and we're involved in our community. I see a lot of people that I've worked with before, and I like to think that we're not idiots, but we're now considering whether we need to abandon the dream of having our own family business. So one of us can go get insurance by working at one of those big companies, and as you know, it's not really easy to do that these days. So much for our dream to having housed the next famous Silicon Valley garage. Oh well. So Caden is going into 5th grade, and Kylie's going to 1st grade. And when they started kindergarten way back when, they brought home a new cold every other week, right? That's what happens with kids. It's normal. When we had insurance, though, when I thought of them getting sick, it really wasn't a big deal. If someone broke a bone, that's part of growing up. But you know what? It's not like that anymore. School starts in 2 weeks. And I'm trying to figure out how do we get the physicals and the immunizations for them, and needing to figure out how to pay the $350 for the doctor's visit, let alone pay for the tests and all of those things that go along with it. And since I don't really know how we would figure out how to pay for a broken bone, or if I got into a car accident, or if my husband did, starting the school year is actually kind of scary. The start of the school year, the start of soccer season, the start of any road trips, we're not going anywhere. I'm scrambling with the appeals process and doing my best to get quick answers so that we can start the school year ready. So that next time you go to a soccer game, next time you go to one that's away, I can watch the game and actually cheer.